Right here. Can you just talk about, from your perspective, the whole post-fight, everything that went down there, them originally announcing you the winner, and then going to a draw? What was just going through your mind while all that was unfolding?
It was a tough fight. I thought I won the fight. I thought, the fourth round, I believe when I almost had him finished, I thought they probably should have stopped the fight. I saw his eyes roll back. I was surprised they didn't stop it. It looks like in Eddie's fight, they stopped it a little bit sooner than mine. But, you keep fighting, you keep pushing forward. He's a tough guy. He recovered. I think I punched him one more time and woke him back up. And he revived with some energy. So just in general, it was just a back and forth fight. And when they said that, I looked over like, hell no, I'm not about to give my belt away because I did not lose this fight. So I just felt real confident I won the fight. And I was just kind of a little bummed, that it was a draw because I felt like I clearly won the fight.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's still a draw under record. Dana just said that he wants to do a rematch. He thinks that makes sense. Is that something that makes sense to you, just so you can, get the win without doubt?
Well, unlike the last fight when I won the belt and I got 20 seconds to think about it, and everybody wanted to see who I'm fighting immediately next, I think I deserve this. Many of you guys didn't even pick me to win this fight. Many of the crowds was against me, so I'm going to talk to my management team. We're going to see what's next for me. I don't know if Mr. McGregor want to go for a third belt. It looked like he was talking a little noise in the back, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, finally, on the note of the third belt, Dana said that when he wanted his second belt in the cage, that you let them borrow it. Is that how it unfolded from your perspective, or what happened there? Was that?
Exactly, just like that.
You had no problem with it?
Tyron, I was going to ask you about that. And how hard was it for you to borrow your belt when he was so disrespectful and he said so many comments during the weekend? And we saw a video yesterday, you guys exchanging words and backstage the weigh-ins.
I'm a professional at the end of the day, and it's obvious that the majority of the crowd is here to see Conor McGregor. So he's built this mystique about himself that everybody wants to watch him fight and watch his antics and all those things like that. So it's silly for me to try to go out there and turn the crowd on my side when I know 99.9% of the people are here to either watch Conor win or lose. So I'm just focused. I really took myself out of that after the actual real weigh-in. It was really no words actually said to me besides what's up, and then there was some social media stuff. But when I was in the back about to do the weigh-ins, like the ceremonial weigh-ins, I was just focusing on the fight because, just to be honest, if you want to get to me, you can get to me. Nobody. If I want to get to John Morgan, nobody in this room can stop me from getting to him, and that's just point blank. And I'm coming for you because I knew you picked Wonderboy.
Two questions. One, regarding the fight itself, you had a hard time tagging him at some points. He was really evasive. What particular ways did you adjust, especially in round 4, trying to get in a few extra punches, especially the heavy ones?
Who's ever had a good time hitting Wonderboy?
No one, everyone.
Who's ever hit him like I did and almost finished him in that manner? I did a great training camp. I had guys, Chris Bang, former Strikeforce, UFC veteran. He mimicked him to a T. I was so damn tired of seeing side kicks and crescent kicks and round the corner kicks. I was to the point where you saw I didn't get kicked one time in the head. I only got kicked in the leg a couple times. So I was overly prepared for that. I trained with Raymond Daniels, I trained with Sage Northcutt. I engrossed myself into his martial art because many people aren't even able to stop his first attack. So what do you do when you stop the first attack and you go to the second or third attack? So I put myself into that world, and I just felt like I had to be patient. I know the fans didn't appreciate it at times, but if you think about a 31-foot octagon, if I'm pushing him forward every single time, he can back up and counter strike. But when I put myself against the octagon, I got 31 foot to drive his, I was going to say a curse word, drive his butt across the octagon and get the job done.
And finally, describe getting your belt back. Did Conor actually hand it to you, or did somebody have to?
I just want the drama, don't you?
Absolutely, yes.
The person that asked me to use the belt issued the belt back to me.
Fair enough.
I have not seen Conor since he won this fight.
Fair enough.
Tyron, good evening. Congratulations.
How you doing?
Good, thank you. One of the things you did very well tonight was to, as you say, to be patient and counter with your right over his left, yeah? A lot. And that right hook looked like it was going to knock him out.
Yeah.
you know, in the second and third.
You didn't think he was out?
Maybe he was out, yeah. I thought you had a brilliant game plan. I wondered how much Duke Rufus had helped you in that process.
Duke Rufus helped a ton, you know, not only just with his background in sport karate, his brother and his dad who grew up teaching him that art form, so he knew how to beat that style. But he also was open-minded to me bringing in other coaches. Like I brought in a national taekwondo, you know, training partner. I brought in Raymond Daniels. I brought in all these different guys, and he could have been like, "Hey, you know what? I got this. I got the training partners. You know, we got Eric Koch here. We got Anthony Pettis. These guys are more than sufficient to provide that look of Wonderboy." But he was all about the task, all about winning the belt. So he really didn't, you know, mentally, you know, get the ego. So that's what I love about Duke. He don't sweat the technique. We just want the results.
I don't want to cause any drama, but just want to know what it would be like to knock Conor McGregor's head off. Obviously, you're a much bigger man. And just talk to us about what really has gone through your head, because it clearly has.
I mean, to be just straight up honest, Conor McGregor is a guy that fought at 145 ever in his life. I haven't weighed 145 since my sophomore year in high school. So if I beat him,
It would be like you bullying a boy.
I'm not gonna say that because he's tall, he has long arms, he had good timing, and when you got, you know, good timing and things like that, you can place good punches. But I'm 100% positive he's never been hit with the shots I'll hit him with. Stevie Wonderboy has literally got my bid today because I hit him with some stuff and he recovered from it. I just don't think Conor understands the pressure I can put on him, the power I can put on him, and all the different attacks. So I think it's good for media, but in general, I mean, I don't know how I can win. If I beat him, everybody's gonna say I'm supposed to beat him. He was a former featherweight. If I lose to him, then obviously we know what's gonna happen there.
But do you think the fight will happen?
I mean, if he wants to fight, I mean, we can sign it right now. I'm good on the fight. I mean, I just don't think it's a good idea for him to fight me.
Hey, T-Wood, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Question for you, a lot of people were concerned, well, not concerned necessarily, but thought that maybe you'd burnt out your arms trying to go for the choke with Stephen. How did you feel after that, and how close did you think you were? Because that was quite a long time that you tried for it.
Well, the biceps was definitely burning, 100%. But he was, I had him in the choke, it was so deep, and I know I got a good guillotine choke, and I heard him kind of heaving, like, you know, he couldn't breathe. It looked like he was panicking. So I'm like, oh, he's about to tap out on me. Just keep squeezing. And my legs were sliding down his back because it was sweaty. So I tried to adjust my legs. And don't give me Wonderboy, I see you in the corner. But he doesn't have the largest head. So that baby popped out. And when he popped his head out, I was like, oh my God, I just was squeezing this choke for 45 to a minute. And he popped out, he's on top of me. So yeah, it did burn my arms out a little bit. It took maybe a minute or two in the 5th round for my arms to kind of loosen up again.
And quickly, you know, Dana had mentioned that he thought a rematch would be the next thing for you. Damian Maia is obviously in the mix as well. I'm curious who you would prefer to fight, Damian or Wonderboy?
You know, I'm just leaving those things up for grabs, you know. Dana said he usually don't pick fights and not even fight. And, you know, I'm just going to sit back, you know, go back to the drawing board, talk to my management team, see what's important. Obviously, this is sport, but it's also entertainment. If Conor McGregor wants to fight me, I think all you guys are going to want to see that fight. It's going to suck for Wonderboy and Maia because those guys are going to feel like they deserve a shot, but maybe they can fight each other in the meantime. So we'll see, you know.
Thank you.
Y'all want to see that fight, me and Conor? Yes, bro. How many of you guys want to see me and Conor fight? See, some of you guys don't think it's fair, do you?
Question for Tyron over here.
Over here? All right, what's up, Aaron?
Just a couple questions for you. This has been an interesting journey since Atlanta, all the hate that you received, the criticism that you received. Do you feel fulfilled, even though you don't get the W? Is this sort of a shot back to the critics, or does getting the W really solidify that? Meaning, can you walk away, you know, saying that you proved everyone wrong, or did they rob that from you?
You know, I definitely feel like, you know, I never go out to try to prove the critics wrong because there's so many of them. And they're so fickle. Some of them say you're terrible, and I can guarantee you if I go to my Twitter right now, oh, that was such an awesome fight. And it's the same people that, you know, was torturing me on social media. So with that said, I choose to spend time proving the people that train me right, my family right, my loved ones right. You know, I couldn't hear, but I'm pretty sure I probably got booed when I walked out there. You know, I got booed at the press conference. It's the first time ever. And just in general, I just don't want to take away from the moment, man. This was a historical moment. I had to really focus, man. This week was a little weird for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I had to stay focused on the task at hand, going out there and fighting a very deserving and tough opponent. And you know, I spent a lot of time with Wonderboy, surprisingly. We was in cars together, sitting next to each other. So I think, you know, I misread him on some things that I said in the past. So I actually owe him an apology. He's actually a stand-up guy. And you know, I said some things about him that, you know, I kind of want to apologize for.
This year, the UFC has done a good job of taking its champions to their hometowns. Verdum in Curitiba, Miocic in Cleveland, Bisping in Manchester. Given all of this, will you try to convince them to take you to St. Louis so you can get that hero's welcome?
For sure. You know, I think about this. If you look at my history, you know, I fought Dong Hyun Kim in Asia. I fought Rory McDonald in Vancouver. You know, they were wanting to set up a lot with me and Hector Lombard in Australia. You know, so I fought everybody on their own turf, and never once have I had to go home to St. Louis and sleep in my own bed. So I would love to fight in St. Louis. It's a great venue. We've seen, you know, many times that, you know, the combat sport fans will show up and show out. And I just have a hard time believing it wouldn't sell out in less than, you know, 48 hours.
And then finally, quickly, is GSP still on your bucket list, or have you moved on from that?
Man, I'm just trying to go through this weight division. You know, there's still a lot of guys I haven't fought yet. You know, if George wants to come back, once again, it's part sport, part entertainment. If he steps up, he's going to trump. You know, when I was about to fight Robbie, they were talking about George fight. And I had to be honest and say, hey, if he steps in, he's going to jump over me and get the title shot. So I think these athletes, they might not like it, but they'll have to understand it.
All right, guys, thank you.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.